Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 4 of the Buffalo Sabres GM series. So first off, I'd just like to apologize for last episode and how terrible it was. Everything going wrong from recording to my voice to the audio just didn't want to sync properly. It did not want to record properly. I'd have parts where my voice would sound like a robot and then it'd sound normal. So it was numerous takes to do over and over again, and the gameplay for the highlights was even worse. But I'm promising this episode is going to be better, I promise. I have a little surprise for you guys later on in this episode. We'll get to that. But so let's just recap. We are in round number 1 of the Eastern Conference playoffs. First time since 2010, 2011, so about 8 years of this team. The only player remaining from that team on this team is Jason Pominville, but he did end up getting traded in his career to Minnesota, but he is back. So this team, you could say, has little to no playoff experience. Didn't make any changes, but reporters in Buffalo got a good quote from Jason Pominville himself, saying it's great to be back in the playoffs with this team, and we're hoping to make a nice little playoff run, hoping to make a playoff run and bring a championship to Buffalo. Not only that, Captain Jack Eichel also talked to reporters and said this team really did gel the last little bit of the season, especially going 9-1 the last 10 and winning 11 or 12 to make it into the playoffs. So right there, you can see Eichel and Pominville saying nothing but positive things about this team and how much the culture is being changed on this team. And last but not least, Jeff Skinner also had something to say. It's going to be a tough matchup against Boston. We're just hoping that no one gets licked. We had to throw that one in. As you know, Brad Marchand last year was licking people in the playoffs, so we're going to hope that this year he does not lick any of our players. So we're just going to go straight into game 1 here against the Boston Bruins, and Johan Larsson's back. We are going to slot him where Scott Wilson is. That's Scotty Upshall, so Johan Larsson. All right, so game number and Matt Tennyson. Okay, all right, game number 1 in Boston. We will play game number 3 because it is at home. So let's go first period. No scoring. Okay, that's not bad. 2-shot difference, so still a tight game. Let's see how the second period goes for us. And we got one. It's Rasmus Dahlin with his first ever playoff goal, getting on the board for us. We are getting outshot by the Bruins, but we are up 1-0. So Carter Hutton holding down the fort. But Rasmus Dahlin getting his first ever playoff game. Only took him a year to get to the playoffs, unlike some other players. But let's see if we could pull an upset. I believe we are the big underdogs against the Bruins. But right there, it's the licker himself, Brad Marchand, getting one. And that is it for regulation. We are going to overtime in game number 1. So let's see who could be the hero. So now it's getting close with shots, so we are coming back. Don't know who it could be. And it is Boston scoring, and it is Torrey Krug. So right there, we lose game number 1, guys. Unfortunately, we couldn't get more on Tuukka Rask, but Carter Hutton played well by the looks of it. So let's hope we can continue that success going into game number 2. So we'll jump straight into game number 2. I use a lot. That is not what I should be doing, but I'm trying to think on the fly. I'm getting still used to this. So there we go. First period, Buffalo up 2-1. Alexander Kerfoot and Jack Eichel getting their first of the playoffs. Matt Grzelcyk scoring about 5 minutes left in the period. Let's see period number 2 if we can increase our lead. And we don't. It's Marchand and DeBrusk making it 3-2 Boston. We are outplaying them with shots, especially outshooting them. But Boston's still with that lead. Like I said, I think we are the underdogs because Boston with all that playoff experience. And right there, Patrice Bergeron with his first of the playoffs. Like I said, okay, we get one late. Remy Ellie with still half a period to go. So there is a comeback on the horizon. But like I said, we have little to no playoff experience compared to these Bruins. We're outplaying them, but that is all she wrote for game number 2. So both games, we only losing by 1 goal, but of course we have the opportunity to make a difference, and capitalize. I think we're just missing a couple pieces on offensively to, well, I can't say much. We got 3 there and 1 there, so I'm just talking mumbo jumbo by the sounds of it right now. So what we're going to do, we're going to play game number 2, have the highlights, but we are going to do something different. Please confirm, yeah. We are going to, of course, okay, good, Hutton is in net. We are going to do something different. I know I teased it back in the Edmonton series, but we are going to go to volume. We're going to do commentary. I'll do the whole game myself. For you guys probably don't know, but I have about 2-3 years experience in commentary. I used to do it in college and as well in high school, so I have a bit of experience. I know hockey very well. It's the sport I live and die for, but I have never really done a hockey game, so this will be different. So bear with me. It'll probably suck a little, but I promise you I'll do my best. So sit back and enjoy, and hopefully we can take a game from the Bruins. Over to Martinez with the shot. That one deflected wide as it's Eichel corralling that puck, and he's going behind the net. Eichel out in front. Skinner scores! Jeff Skinner makes it 1-0 Buffalo on the power play. And just like that, Buffalo with the early momentum. And the crowd up on their feet as we see Jeff Skinner making his way to the bench to celebrate with his teammates. And we're going to take a look at the replay right here, as it was all Jack Eichel on this one, as he was able to get around the defenseman and just find Skinner, who was left alone in front. First mistake by Boston right there, as Skinner finds an easy one-timer into the back of that, making it 1-0 Buffalo. But they will stay in. Hutton gets that one. He plays it back to Ristolainen. Ristolainen's going to skate up with it. Up to Eichel. Here comes Jack Eichel with the shot. Scores! Jack Eichel makes it 2-0 Buffalo. Jack Eichel with his second goal of these playoffs, giving Buffalo a 2-0 lead as we're almost midway through the second period. And that's the second goal on the power play for these Sabres tonight. You take a look here. Here comes Eichel. He loads up for a shot, nothing thinking, but he beats Rask on the blocker's side, giving the Sabres a 2-0 lead. Kerfoot getting around. It's a 2-on-1 here for the Sabres. Kerfoot, Palmerville, Kerfoot scores! Alexander Kerfoot with his second of the playoffs, giving Buffalo the 3-0 lead with 2:52 here to go in period number 3. You take a look here, and it was a bad pinch by the Boston defenseman, and Kerfoot and Palmerville use it to their advantage as Palmerville with the beautiful saucer pass over to Kerfoot, who puts it upstairs on Rask. The Buffalo Sabres taking this one 3-0 and closing the gap on the series, with Boston still in control, though, 2-1. There you have it, guys. We take game number 3, 3-0 against the Bruins. So we pulled in one game, down 2-1 in the first round. The guys played a great game altogether. We outplayed Boston pretty well. We didn't give up too many chances and too many good opportunities. We shut down pretty much any opportunity they had. Let me know what you guys thought about commentary. Like I said, I haven't done it in a little while, so obviously I was a bit rusty, and that was the first real hockey game I've actually done. I'm thinking about doing it for playoffs all the time now, so if we ever make the playoffs, I'd be willing to do the commentary, or if I'm feeling up to it during a season game, if it's big enough, put it in there. And then I'm also thinking, like, down the road, if we were to go to a Game 7 in the Stanley Cup Final, I'd make a whole episode just for it. We just played the game, and I'll do commentary for the whole game and just release that as an episode. But let me know what you guys think. Obviously, the guys were pretty pumped up after winning that game, so we're going to go into Game 4 here, trying to even up this series and try and come back and possibly steal this series. Like I said, I think we're underdogs. Boston with so much experience like they are in real life, they're already up 3-0 against Carolina in real life. And there we go, Michael Frolik early on gets one before he even hit the sim button, 2 minutes in. And there we go, Sam Reinhart makes it 2-0. I haven't hit the sim button yet. We are times 8. Maybe that's our good luck right there. So why don't we go first period? All right, 2-0 is the score for us. 11-8 the shots. Frolik 2 minutes in, and then Reinhardt 5 minutes later. So good start to game number 4, guys. Let's see if we continue into period number 2. Let's see. And right there, we get David Krejci scoring early, about 4 minutes in to cut the lead to 1. But then Camilleri and Andres Lee. So we have scoring from our top 3 lines. We just need to see if the 4th line can get going. But this is a perfect game, I believe, so far. We're outplaying them. We're outshooting them. Let's see if we can take it home. We're up 4-1. There we go. Brandon Montour makes it 5-1. We are in the driver's seat. All we need to do is close it out. Not take stupid penalties like that because Brendan Carlo gets one. And it's still a 3-goal lead. Like they said, the worst lead in hockey is 3 goals. Let's hope we're not like the Oilers series, though, or we couldn't close out a game. But I think we got this one right here under a minute to go. And we close it out. Buffalo takes game number 4, 5-2. Scoring and help from everybody in that game. But Rasmus Ristolainen out with a concussion. So I believe we have that Nelson guy as our other option. So what we're going to do is we're going to move all our defensemen up. So Stetcher's going to move up. And then we're just going to put this Nelson guy on the 3rd line. And he'll play power play, I guess. I really don't want him playing power play, but I guess we can move that around, eh? So we'll put Lee as our up that, and then special teams. I'm pretty sure I can put a forward there. I could sneak a forward in. Lee, Cameron, O'Leary. Is Middlestat? Let's put Middlestat on the point for the power play. That way That way we can get some extra time for him to develop. He is an 80 overall now, but more the merrier. I don't care about the penalty kill. That's fine. So we are out about at least a month without Rasmus Ristolainen. So game number 5 in Boston. Let's see if we can continue it. Alexander Kerfoot with 5 points, leading the team in points. So here we are, first period of game number 5. And Boston's got that 1-0 lead. It's Brad Marchand with the goal 4 minutes in, roughly. And let's see if we can come back on the road and tie this one up. No scoring whatsoever from both teams. Clearly, I think, and there we go, Krejci early on. So clearly we look like we are not comfortable playing on the road in these playoffs. I mean, nothing wrong with that. And there is something wrong with that. Obviously, we should be able to win on the road and at home. And then Sean Kuraly right there, making it 3-0. Looks like Boston's going to take this one and go up 3-2. And they will late power play for us, but nothing of the sorts there. Tuukka Rask shut the door for us. Or for them, sorry. And Rasmus Dahlin out. Perfect. This is great. So our top defensive pair of Dahlin and Rasmus Ristolainen are out. So there I'm going to have to call up a defenseman. And I don't know what our defense looks like in the minors, remember? Saboka, Nylander. So Zach Redmond. Perfect, we signed him. So he's going to come up and play. So this one hurts a lot. Like I said, that just literally crushed our defense right there. So Zach Redmond, we're going to have Stetcher play on the power play. And then hopefully we can get some kind of help. Let's see if we can get a miracle without our top pairing defenseman. So game number 6. Do or die for us. We are on the brink of elimination. At home, though, we are 2-0 at home. Let's see if we can send it to a game 7 in Boston. First period, and it's 2-0 Boston. McAvoy, Nordstrom. About a minute apart each. Late in the period. Let's see if we can get one back. We're being outshot 10-6. Second period. We got one, but it was Pasternak scoring not even 10 seconds later. So last 20 minutes possibly of our season. We are out shooting them 27-13 at one point, and they have 3 goals. So under 10 minutes to go, it obviously looks like it hurt. We did not have Dahlin or Ristolainen for the rest of the series. And that looks like it'll all she wrote. Yeah, Nordstrom throws it into the empty net. And Buffalo gets ousted in the first round, 4-2 by the Bruins. I will say this, though. Good for these guys. Obviously, I didn't know if we were going to make it the first... I didn't know if we were going to make the playoffs in the first year. But this team finished 3rd in the division, and they put up a fight. for the most part. But obviously, this team has a lot of room to grow. Darlene's back. So yeah, moving on with the future, though, I think this team is going to be great because they just gelled together perfectly, and they're going to work together as a team in the future, and they're going to be around together. So good first year all around by this team. Like I said, we got most of the players signed also. So Toronto wins the cup. Never thought I'd say that. Oh, that's right, because we played Boston for them in the first round. You're welcome, Toronto. So we'll just take a look at the season stuff, i.e. retired players, some awards. So we don't have any lottery picks because we have our own, and we have San Jose. We're going to see where San Jose finished. So Minnesota's going first, New Jersey, Calgary, Colorado from Ottawa. Making sense. Tampa Bay, the Tampa Bay had a bad year this year. So roughly, I think we're going to be picking around the anywhere from Samuel Poulin to anywhere in the top from 16 to 30, I believe. So we're going to look at Samuel Poulin as one. I'd like to get a defenseman. I don't know many people actually now in this. Pritchett. Nolan Foote's another one we drafted back at Edmonton. Dollaway. There's not many people I know in this, so we're just going to have to see what we got. I just pinned a couple random people. Take a look at the view retire players. I believe Camilleri retires. So Hossa, Zetterberg, Roy, Horton, Chimera, Franzen, Malone, Hamhuis, Booth, Clarkson, Oduya, Gotch, Garrison, Kolyakovo, McKenzie, Mathot, Miller, Hendricks, Perron, Steckel. Yeah, okay, so he didn't retire. And goaltenders, no retiring players from there. Jason Chimera going into Montreal for a scout. So that is where we stand, guys. Let's take a look at the awards quickly. So it was Toronto winning it. It was San Jose with the best record. It was Nashville versus Toronto. So we're looking at around, I want to say 24th and 25th area for San Jose. So I'm going to have to look at the playoff tree. So it's Ovi, O'Reilly, Doughty, Kane, Pedersen, Anderson, Hellebuck, Jones, Alexiak, Bergeron, O'Reilly, and Ovechkin. So we just take a look at the playoff tree quickly. We'll see where San Jose got knocked out. They got knocked out first round too. So it looks like we might have two picks within the top 15 to 20, I believe, even 21st. So we could do two ways. We could either pick both spots, which I don't mind, which is probably the obvious way to go, or we could look at moving up possibly and trying to trade up into a lottery pick, because there are some players we could use from the lottery picks. Just taking a look, so draft class, we'll take a look. If we moved up, we would have a chance for like Vukovic, Suzuki, Krebs, Soderstrom, Dawes. So we'll see what happens. Let's actually, I believe you could take a look, right, for draft board. So 16th and 19th. That's our two picks, guys. So it says Poulin's one of them, so we did look at Poulin. So 22-42, and takes winning seriously, has an incredible drive to win. Loyalty is a concern. I don't believe we can scout anymore just because we were at the draft. And the other one is Pritchett, Charles Pritchett. Nothing to report. We also have these are the other players that we have, so that doesn't actually tell me. Oh, these are the players I'll pick. Never mind. So 20th and 27th is our two picks. So we can look at Poulin, and we could also look at Nolan Foote. Other than that, we could also move up, like I said. If I'm thinking right, anywhere at 14, between 11 and 15, I believe we could look at. 10 might push it, but we could look at anywhere between 10 to 15 and moving up, taking both draft picks and moving up. And if we were to move up, my desired pick probably would be, so we look at round 10. We could look at Vukovic. He could be our third. So our top three defensemen going in the future could be Vukovic, Ristolainen, and Dahlin. There's a potential for that. Krebs, if you're to drop down, I've had him before. He developed into a 91 within 3 years, so putting him with Eichel would be amazing, would be great. As for other ones, we have Soderstrom. Not too much known about him, but he's another defenseman on the right side. And Rick Dodds was the other one I said. In comparison to TJ Oshie, he would look good as well. So that's what we're going to look at, guys. That is it for me. So this has been round number 1. We get knocked out by the Boston Bruins. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you think about the commentary. I encourage you, actually, please, to drop any comments you believe on the commentary. The more feedback I get, the more I can make it better for the future. I have ideas, but it is also hard when you only have yourself. You don't have an actual color commentator sitting right beside you. So that is it for me, guys. Let me know what you also think we should do in the draft this year. That is our first year. We will do the draft and free agency, I believe, come next video, depending how long the draft goes. That's it for me, though, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn on that notifications button. Tell your friends. Follow us on social media on Instagram and Facebook. And you guys have a great day and take care.